Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Children, in today's session, we will discuss lesson 3. The name of the lesson is Down, Down, Down. So, what is the name of the lesson, children? Down, 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 and so on. Okay? And the theme of the lesson is adventure and imagination. So, theme is adventure and imagination. In this lesson, we are going to read a story of a girl and her adventure, and that adventure was a imagination. Okay, now let's begin the lesson, children. Here, Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the river bank and doing nothing. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. What is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So here, Alice was a little girl. She went with her sister, and both of them sat near the river bank, and the sister was reading a book. But Alice was very tired by sitting with her sister by doing nothing, as Alice's sister was reading a book, but Alice was not doing anything. Simply, she sat beside her sister. So she was very tired by sitting idle. In the middle, once or twice, she had peeped. That is, she looked into the book what her sister was reading. But the book had no pictures or conversations. There were no pictures or no conversation between the persons. That is, there was no talks between the person. So no conversation, no pictures. Then Alice thought that what is the use of a book without pictures or conversation? So if a book consists of colorful pictures, then the readers will get interest. If there are no pictures, a book is not colorful, then we won't get any interest to read the book. So the sister was reading a book, Alice's sister was reading a book, and the book doesn't contains any pictures or conversation. So when Alice looked into the book, she felt bored and also thought that what is the use of reading a book which doesn't contain pictures or conversations? Next, so she was thinking when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. Now she was thinking about the book. So there is no use of reading such books. While she was thinking like that, suddenly what happened? A white rabbit, and it had pink eyes. It ran close by her. White rabbit with pink eyes. The eyes of the rabbit were pink. So it ran very close by her. Now, the rabbit seemed worried. It said to itself, oh dear, I shall be late. It took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket, looked at it, and then hurried on. Now here, as the rabbit passed away by Alice, she looked at the rabbit. The rabbit seems to be very worried, and the rabbit is talking to itself only that, oh dear, I shall be late. And also it took out the watch from its waistcoat. So here from the pocket it took out the watch which is there in the hand of the rabbit. You can see here in the picture. By looking at the watch, the rabbit said to itself that, oh dear, I shall be late. Then ran away very fastly. She is running from there very fastly. Then Alice jumped to her feet. She had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it. She ran across the field after it. She was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under some bushes. Now, by seeing the rabbit with pink eyes And also the rabbit is talking. It took out the watch and seeing the time and saying to itself that, oh dear, I shall be late. By seeing all these, Alice at once she jumped and she ran. She started running back of the rabbit, as she never saw any rabbit with a waistcoat. The coat is up to the waistcoat pocket or a watch. So she ran across the field after the rabbit. Now she was just in time to see it. Now she was seeing that the rabbit popped down. So pop down means jump quickly into. So the rabbit jumped very quickly into a large rabbit hole under some bushes. As you know that rabbits will live in burrows. That is, they'll make the holes in the ground. So now the rabbit is running very fastly, and when Alice saw, Alice was also running back of the rabbit, and the rabbit jumped very fastly into the rabbit hole which is there under some bushes. Next, in another moment, down went Alice after it, never once thinking how she was to get out again. Now back of rabbit, Alice was jumping, as rabbit jumped very quickly into the rabbit hole which was there under the bushes. Back of rabbit, Alice also, she did not think that how she could come back from the hole. She jumped into the rabbit hole, but she never thought that how she will come out from the hole. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way and then dropped down. So suddenly that Alice found herself falling down a very deep well. Now the rabbit hole went straight. The hole is very straight. Now you can see here in the picture. It is straight. And she went into the hole, and now it is just like a tunnel. Now she went straight on like a tunnel. Then she dropped down. Here tunnel means the passage, underground passage. Generally, to send the drainage water, will use tunnels. Tunnels will be dug in under the ground to send the water through it. So here the rabbit hole went straight, and it was just like a tunnel, and then dropped down. So suddenly Alice found herself falling down a very deep well. Now Alice found herself that she was falling very deep like a well, very deep into the well. Next, either the well was very deep or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. The hole was like a well which was very deep, or she fell very slowly. For she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. Now she went into the hole, and the hole was just like a tunnel. She was going down, and it was very deep, and she is moving on very slowly. And now she realized that whether she is going to fall down or what happens, she wonders that what is going to happen next. She looked at the sides of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hung upon pegs. Now here, as she is falling down, she is entering down, she looked at the sides of the walls. On all the sides of the walls were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. And here and there she saw the pictures hung upon the pegs. The pictures are hung and the bookshelves are there, as well as cupboards. The cupboards and bookshelves are filled with books, and somewhere the pictures were hung. She took down a jar from one of the shelves as she passed. It was labeled orange marmalade, but to her great disappointment, it was empty. She managed to to put it into one of the cupboards as she fell. Now, as she is falling down, she is moving down only. She observed the cupboards as well as the bookshelves on the walls of the hole. So it is just like a well. And here and there were maps hung on the walls. Now, as she is moving down, what happened? She took out one of the jar from the shelf. So, the jar, on the jar, it was labeled that orange marmalade. So, she took out the jar and it was labeled on the jar that it was the orange marmalade. So, marmalade means here jam, orange jam. But when she opened the jar, you can see here in the picture, in the hand she is holding the jar and it's a orange marmalade. Now she tried to open the lid. When she opened the lid, she found empty. The bottle was empty. So she was disappointed a lot and she tried to put the jar back into the shelf as she fell down. Okay, now next. Past it. She fell past it. So she tried to put it in the shelf as she went down. She fell past it. Well, thought Alice to herself, after a fall like this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. How brave they all think me at home. Now here, after she kept the jar in the cupboard and she said to herself that, well, and also she's talking to her that after a fall like this, I'm falling down like this, after a fall like this, all will think that I'm so dareful person. How dare they'll think about me at home. Down, down, down. Would the fall never come to an end? I wonder how many miles I have fallen by this time, she said aloud. I must be getting close to the center of the earth. Let me see, that would be 4,000 miles down. I think, yes, that's about the right distance. Now Alice was talking to herself only, that is down, down, down. And would the fall never come to an end? So I'm going down and down and down. So there is no end to this fall. And she is also talking to herself that I wonder that I have traveled some miles of kilometers. So 1 mile equal to 1.6 kilometers. So she have traveled many miles, she said aloud. And also she said to herself that I must be getting close to the center of the earth. So let me see, that I would have traveled approximately around 4,000 miles down. I think, yes, that's right distance. So she's talking to herself that down, 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 I'm going on down. May there won't be any end to this fall. And oh, I have traveled many miles, maybe 4,000 miles, I think so. And she was telling that, yes, that was the right distance. She began again, I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. How funny it will seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downwards. Now she began to talking to herself that I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. So she is wondering, she is saying to herself that I wonder that I have fall right through the earth. And how funny it will see to see the people who are walking their heads downwards, that is legs upwards and head downwards. So how funny to see the people who are walking heads downwards. Now next, down, down, down. There was nothing else to do, so Alice soon began talking again. Dinah will miss me very much tonight, I should think. Dinah was the cat. I hope they will remember her saucer of milk at bedtime. Dinah, my dear. So here, now she was quiet for some time. Again, she was going down and down and down, and there was nothing else to do. No one is there to talk with them, or nothing is there to do. So, once again, she started talking to herself. Now, this time, she remembered her cat. The name of her cat was Dinah. So, she's thinking that Dinah will miss me to this night, and may they'll remember her saucer at night. That is, may they'll give milk to Dinah at night. The family members may give milk to Dinah at night. She was thinking about Dinah. So she's telling Dinah, my dear, I wish you were here. So she's wishing Dinah to be with her. If Dinah was there, then company may be there for her. So she is missing Dinah very much. Next. There are no mice in the air, but you might catch a bat, and that's very like a mouse, you know. But do cats eat bats? I wonder. And then Alice began to get rather sleepy and went on saying to herself in a dreamy sort of way, do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And sometimes do bats eats cats. Now here, as she is going downwards only, now she remembered there was nothing to do her. She was feeling very bored, and she remembered her cat. The name of the cat was Dinah, and she thought that Dinah may miss me a lot. She will miss me a lot today. So may the family members remembered to give milk to Dinah at night. And also she is thinking that if Dinah was there with me, I wish that Dinah would be with me. And she is also talking to herself that there are no mice in the air. As she is falling down, there are no mice are there. Mice are not there. But she is thinking that you might catch a bat. So mice not there, but bats are there. So if Dinah was there with her, it may catch the bats. Now she is feeling sleepy, and she wonders that do cats eat bats? Cats may eat the mouse, but will they eat the bats? She got a doubt. Now she was sleepy, she was getting a lot of sleep. Now in a sleepy way, in a dreamy way, as if she was talking in the dream, she is talking that do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And sometimes she is saying that do bats eat cat? Do bats eat cats? So she was in sleep, and in the dream she was saying that do cats eat rats? Do cats eat bats? Now for some time she was saying that do bats eat cats? She couldn't answer either question, so it didn't much better which way she put it. She felt that she was dozing off and had just begun to dream that she was walking hand in hand with Dinah, when suddenly, thump, thump, down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and the fall was over. Now she, in a sleepy mood, as if she was in a dream, she was saying out that do cats eat bats? And for some time she was saying that do bats eat cats? But she couldn't get the answer for either of these questions. Do cats eat bats, or do bats eat cats? She don't know the answer of either of the questions. So it did not much matter which way she put it. So she felt that she was dozing off. So dozing off means falling asleep. Now she was in a deep sleep, and just she has started dreaming that she was walking hand in hand with Dinah. Now she got a dream that in the dream Alice was walking with Dinah hand in hand. She held the hand of Dinah and both were walking. Suddenly what happened? There was a sound. Thup, 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 thup. Down. And she came upon a heap. She came upon the heap of sticks and also dried leaves. And the fall was over. So she fall now. When she was in the dream, she was dreaming about Dinah. She was holding the hand of Dinah and both were walking. Suddenly, there was a sound of thump thump, and when she opened the eyes, she saw herself that she was on the heap of sticks and dry leaves. With this, the fall was over. Alice was not a bit hurt, and she jumped upon to her feet in a moment. Before her was another long passage, and the white rabbit was still in sight. Hurrying down it, Alice ran like the wind, chasing after the rabbit. She was just in time to hear it say as it turned a corner, "Oh, my ears and whiskers! How late it's getting." Now the fall was over. She was on the heap of sticks and dry leaves. She didn't get any hurt. She stood on the heap of sticks and dried leaves. Meanwhile, she jumped on her feet and there was no hurt and she did not get any hurt. Now, as she was on the heap of the sticks and the dry leaves, she saw that the rabbit was going into another long passage. And the white rabbit was still in sight. The white rabbit was still in front of Alice and hurrying down it, as now the rabbit was going very fastly. So back of the rabbit, Alice also started going like a wind. She ran like a wind. Wind means air. With a lot of speed, Alice ran back of rabbit, chasing after the rabbit. Just then, the rabbit has turned the corner. Alice heard the voice that, "Oh, my ears and whiskers." So here, "Oh, my ears and whiskers" means a way of showing surprise. It's very surprised how late it's getting. So she heard that voice. Now this lesson was taken from Alice Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. So this lesson is a small story from the book. The name of the book was Alice Adventures in Wonderland, and this book was written by Lewis Carroll. Okay, children? Now that is about the lesson. Now with this, we'll close today's session. Now coming to today's your homework, children. Coming to today's your homework, read lesson 3, Down, Down, Down. Read lesson 3, Down, Down, Down. Okay? Okay, children. That's it for today. See you in the next session. Bye, children.